Right, awesome. Thank you for that, Darlene, and welcome everybody. So nice to see you virtually this morning. I'm very excited to be talking to you about one of my very favorite topics at this time. I know many people are concerned with weight loss and concerned with weight gain as well. And many of you are probably here to learn how to improve your health and also to feel better about yourself. So I'm going to be going over lots of information today. How it'll look is the first half of the presentation will be a PowerPoint. So I encourage you to take notes. Now, like Darlene mentioned, the presentation is being recorded, so you can always watch the replay as well if there's something that you want to go back to. So I'll be going pretty quickly through things this morning because I want to make sure that we have time for a fun workout as well. And so we'll have the second half of our morning together focused on a great weight loss workout that you can do in just about 20 minutes. And then at the end of the presentation, we'll be doing some Q&A. So if you do have any questions that pop up, feel free to put them in the chat. Now, the chat will either be at the top or bottom of your screen if you're on a computer. And maybe someone can just put a little post there, because often what happens is there's a little number that comes up or it kind of blinks orange, so you'll know where to go. And then also at the end, if you do want to unmute yourself to ask me a specific question, we'll have time for that as well. All right, so let's get started. Okay, I see someone's already started the chat. Awesome, great. Thank you, Judith and Aaron. Yay. All right, so I'm going to be sharing with you my top 9 nutrition and weight loss tips for retirees. So this is going to be very informative, hopefully really helpful for you. So a little bit about my story to get started. So Darlene shared a lot already, but I've been in business since 2013. Prior to that, I was working with older adults at a retirement residence. And I saw many people who were struggling with their health and their nutrition and their wellness. And what happened and what I noticed is that there were many people in their 80s and 90s who were struggling with their health. And I saw that there was a need, there was a gap. There were many people offering services for younger people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, but not many people offering fitness for the over 50 population. So I saw that need and started my business. And since then, I've offered one-on-one personal training where myself and my team have gone to people's homes. Now we've switched everything to virtual. So we do virtual personal training and we have an amazing membership as well, which you guys have a special discount to. So I'll talk a little bit more about the services at the end. And then I do want to mention as well, I do have a private Facebook group at Home Fitness for Adults 50 Plus that I encourage you to join if you haven't already. And it's a really awesome fitness community to help support you in your fitness and health. So I want to start by asking this: what is motivating you to focus on your health now? So if this webinar would have come out 2 years ago, would you have attended? Or is this more of an issue for you now, since we've gone through COVID, since we're spending more time sitting, since a lot of us are more sedentary? So I think when we think about our fitness, when we think about weight loss, we want to think about what's motivating us. For many of you, it may be wanting to stay active. Maybe you're excited to travel again one day. Maybe you're excited to be there for your grandchildren. And it's so nice to see a grandchild on this call. Little side note, early in my fitness career, I taught mom and baby fitness classes. I had so much fun with that. So maybe it's grandchildren, maybe it's family, maybe it's staying in your home as long as possible. And maybe it's having the energy to downsize eventually. So whatever it is, whatever is encouraging and motivating you to really focus on your health, it's good to start by thinking about what that is. All right, so we're going to get right into the tips for you. Tip number 1 is to stop counting your calories and avoid the scale. Arrêtez de compter les calories et évitez le pèse-personne. So what I find is that many people think about their food in a way that is restrictive. So you may think, okay, I can't have this. I need to make sure I only have this amount of calories every day. And you may weigh yourself every single day. And what happens when you do this is you get really excited on the days that you've lost 2 or 3 pounds, right? Give me a nod, give me a wave. If you say, oh, okay, yeah, that's me, I get excited. But then we also experience the opposite. So if you gain a few pounds, it can be very discouraging and you can feel bad about yourself. So instead, since the beginning, what I have encouraged my clients to do is to notice your clothing. So how do your clothes fit? Are they feeling a little tight? Or if you're exercising regularly, are you starting to feel that they're a little bit looser? That's one of the better ways to determine how your body is changing. All right. And as well, I think sometimes we can become very obsessive counting our calories, and that can really direct the way that you're living your life. And sometimes it can be a little bit too much. So again, I encourage you to focus on what I'm going to share with you, different guidelines for eating healthy. All right, look at this. The correct way to weigh yourself. I can't believe I was doing it wrong all these years. And I love this quote. Never focus on what you can't do, only imagine everything you could. So again, I think something that is so important when we think about weight loss is to change our mindset. So we don't want to think about, oh, I can't eat this, I can't drink that, I have to stop doing this. It becomes very negative and focused on what we can't do. And then what happens when we feel like we can't do something is we start to think about it. We start to want it more and more. So instead, think about what you can choose to do. We want to change that language. I'm choosing to have a glass of water instead of that extra glass of wine. I'm choosing to limit my plate and have a little bit less on my plate because I know I'll be full with the food that I have, right? So it's very empowering when we focus on choosing instead of restricting. All right, tip number 2, avoid the fridge and cupboards when you are bored or emotional. Évitez les réfrigérateurs et les armoires. Now, something I find to be very true is that when you are bored, when you are sitting down to watch maybe TV, watch the news, often automatically we just think, oh, I'm sitting down, time to have a snack, right? Does anyone agree with that? And that's often how habits start. And it's very hard to change a habit when it's tied to something we're already doing. Now I have something kind of funny and cute to show you that I do suggest you do if you struggle with avoiding the fridge and cupboards. Okay, make sure you guys can see this. I'll read it out. You are not hungry, you are just bored. Close the fridge door. Instead, drink water, do 20 squats, or text a friend. So this is a piece of paper that I suggest maybe writing one for yourself, but putting it in your fridge or your snack cupboard, somewhere that you tend to go, because sometimes we just need to have a little bit of wisdom. We need to have that a little message for ourselves. All right, so that can be helpful for you. All right, so when do you tend to eat the most during the day? I'd love to hear from you all. So if you do want to use the chat and leave the letter of when you tend to eat the most, I'd love to know this. Do you tend to eat the most in the morning for mid-morning snack? How about when you're bored? Or when you're tired? When you're upset? At night in front of the TV? Or F, all of the above? So feel free to leave. Let us know what's going on here for you. All right, getting lots of E's, E and D. Good. All right, at night in front of the TV. Yeah, a few of those. Mid-afternoon before dinner. All right, TV evening. All right, none of the above, late afternoon, 3 to 6. Okay, so it's good to know. It's good to know for yourself, because if you start to notice a pattern and you say, oh, wow, every time I'm tired, that's when I go for the sugary snacks, then once you have the awareness, it's easier to make changes. All right, thanks for participating, everyone. Tip number 3, and this is really helpful as an alternative to going to the snack cupboard, is fill up on water. Buvez de l'eau. Now, something I give my members, and I'd be happy to share with you guys as well, because I know it's so helpful, is a water tracking sheet. So I've developed a 30-day water tracker. So if you are interested in that, just post a yes in the chat, and I can include that PDF with the recording tomorrow if you guys are interested in that. So what it looks like is I have little pictures of glasses, and what you do is you can color them in every time you drink your water all day long. And then it's really good because you can stay honest with yourself and you can find out, was I actually drinking as much water as I thought or not? Now, yesterday I was doing a webinar and one of the participants was saying, you know, Meg, it's really important to actually know the size of your glass, because she was having a big glass like mine and she was thinking, oh, I'm not drinking as many glasses of water as I should, but not realizing the size, right? So 8 ounces in a cup. So we want to, so this one is probably double because it's such a large glass. So it is good to know what your target is and how much you're drinking. All right. So why drink water? Well, here's 7 benefits of drinking water for weight loss. So, okay, and my top of my screen is off. Oops. Go back here. All right, so I can't see all the words there, but you guys can read it anyways. So it prevents constipation, helps us to flush out toxins, reduces hunger, raises metabolism. There's 0 calories in water. It improves energy levels. A study I heard about recently showed that people who drank water, especially around lunchtime and in the afternoon, had less of the afternoon slump. You know that feeling? You have lunch and you're feeling, oh, I'm exhausted. So drink more water. It can actually give you more energy. Flushes out toxins and reduces eating consumption. We feel more full when we have more water and when we're drinking more. All right, tip number 4. And as we're going through, I just want to encourage you to maybe make a note of the tip that you think you need to work the most on. So I've got 9 tips for you all today. It doesn't mean you need to do all 9 things. I'm really big into choosing one focus for the month, because it takes about 30 days to build a new habit. So what my suggestion to you today, if you haven't already, is to write down the top 3 tips that you think are most relevant for you. And then over the next 3 months, over the summer, chart out a plan to focus just on 1 tip per month. And that will help you make lasting changes. All right, so tip number 4 is to enjoy protein with every snack and meal. Ajoutez des protéines à chaque repas. Now, the importance of protein and why we need this is when we eat most food, our blood sugar goes up and then often it crashes. When you have protein in your diet, it helps you to keep your blood sugar levels stable, and that's what prevents you from being hungry. So if you've ever eaten something like chips, maybe cookies, you may feel satisfaction right away. You may feel like, oh, this is tasty, but it's not going to actually curb the craving, and it's not going to make you feel completely full. And that's the reason if you're sitting in front of the TV eating chips, you may be able to eat the whole bag, or you might be able to eat quite a few because it's not actually making you feel that hunger or that feeling full like you will with something with protein in your diet. So here's a few protein snacks that I suggest incorporating into your day. And like I said, you want to have protein not only in every meal, but also every snack. And I have many clients who've adopted this, and now they find that not only are they feeling less cravings and less hungry all the time, but because they're exercising regularly, they're able to maintain their muscle mass. We need that protein to help us to maintain that strength that we have. Here's a few ideas. You guys can look this over. One of my favorites that I like to do is I like to add nuts and seeds to my salads, because salads don't just have to be veggies. Veggies are awesome, and then if you can add to them, you'll really start to feel a little bit more full after having your salad. Hard-boiled eggs are really nice to add to salads as well. Now, another way to add more protein into your diet is to have a protein-packed smoothie. Now, I'll show you guys, I made a smoothie. You can't see what kind it is today, but I made a chocolate and peanut butter banana smoothie. So I've added protein powder that's chocolate flavored, a tiny little scoop of peanut butter and almond milk and ice and a banana, and blended it all together. And it is so good, so good. It feels like it shouldn't even be a breakfast, it's that good. But I've got lots of ideas for smoothie recipes, and you can always just look online as well if you're looking for some ideas. But it is really important, because I know many people say, well, I'm having a smoothie, but I just don't add protein powder. I don't like it. Well, it's important to have, again, the protein. So if you're not adding protein powder, that's okay. But I do recommend adding a protein-rich food to along with it. So maybe that's going to be having some nuts and seeds on the side, or even adding it in and blending it in. So just remember, we want to keep having that protein, some kind of protein source with every meal we have. All right, tip number 5 is to fill half of your plate with vegetables. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen the updated Canadian food guide, and I love how it's been updated because they've included a lot more different sources of protein. So you can see here we have a variety of meats, but there's also seeds, nuts, and legumes, tofu, tempeh, different types of salmon as well. So it's really good to think about what you can add. Now, when you are looking at your plate, one of my tips is to start using a smaller plate. If you've been using a typical dinner plate, they can be quite large. And it's funny, but it's true. When we have a plate, we want to fill it up. Isn't that true? I know I'm that way. You think, oh, I want to fill up my plate. And what you can start doing if you're noticing that maybe your portion sizes are pretty big, have a smaller side plate and you will feel just as satisfied filling up that plate. And then something else to consider is if you do live with someone, so maybe you live with a spouse, women do not need as many calories as men. So if you're having the same amount of food, I'm speaking to the women, as your husband, then just know that that may be affecting your ability to lose weight as well. So maybe for you, think about maybe having a little bit less. I know sometimes it's just easy to doll up all of the food out there and to make it equal, but if you are having trouble losing weight, then just look at your portion size. All right, here's some ideas of different meals that you can do. I have a Pinterest page. If you are on Pinterest, you can go to check out Activities in Motion, AIM Fitness, the name of my business. And I have many boards that have tons of healthy recipes, and that's where I get all of my inspiration. Now, so doing something like on the left, having a stir-fry dish, maybe having a salad, adding some fruits and veggies and nuts and seeds can be really, really tasty. And as well, I really do recommend pre-cutting up your veggies and your fruit. Now, if anything takes too long to do, you're going to be less likely to do it. So maybe you're interested in doing something like meal prep, or even just prepping what you want to eat for the next few days. So I do find if you have your veggies cut up and they're stored in your fridge, you're more likely to go and eat them than if it's a full vegetable that's just sitting there. It's easy for that to go rotten. It's easy to not have the motivation to cut it up. So again, we want to make things as easy as possible for us. So that way we avoid the chips or anything else that's a bag that you can just open up and go to right away. All right, here's tip number 6. What are your cravings telling you? que vous disent, vos fringales. All right, so I'm sure many of you experience cravings. This is pretty normal, but your body may be trying to tell you something. So if you are craving chocolate, you need more magnesium. And this can help you sleep better, and magnesium reduces cramps in your feet and legs. So instead of going to chocolate all the time, I encourage you to try having some dark leafy greens, having a banana, avocado, and nuts. So again, this is a good one to take notes on if you're feeling like you have certain cravings. Could be that your body needs something else. If you're craving bread or pasta, you need a mood boost. So you need an energy boost as well, and probably more calories. So try eating healthy fats, nutrient-dense food. So avocado is a really good natural fat, and also having something like a veggie stir fry with chicken. And then finally, if you're craving the salty stuff, chips, pretzels, salty foods, your body needs healthy salt. And you're probably craving a crunch. Sometimes we need that crunch, right? Or you may be feeling anxious or thirsty. So try drinking water with a pinch of salt, add pink salt to steamed vegetables, or eat a crunchy vegetable or apple. Now, something else your body may need is you may need specific vitamins that you're lacking. And I do recommend to do your research because not all vitamin supplements are created equally. I've learned a lot about vitamins and supplements over the years. So if you do have specific questions at the end, I will be leaving my link. So if you do want to ask me about any of this, nutrition or fitness, be sure to book a call or send me an email. But it is good to do your research just to make sure that what you're putting into your body is pure, that it is natural, and that there's not extra fillers, because there is a lot of that out there on the market. Vitamins can help improve your immune system. And just recently, I listened to a webinar from one of the doctors from the ER who's dealing with a lot of COVID patients. And he said, best thing for us to do is to move our bodies and to eat healthy and build our immune system to prevent COVID. That is the best thing for us to do. So I do encourage you to think about how you can improve your immune system naturally. One of those ways is with vitamin C. One of those other ways is about getting proper rest and reducing stress. So doing things like meditation, breathing, those are all ways that can help to improve that immune system. And then my top suggestions, if you are looking for vitamin supplements, is because I know many of you are concerned about osteoporosis or weakening of bones. So calcium, magnesium, that's really going to be good for building bone strength, along with vitamin D. Even though we're here and we do have a nice summer, most of us lack the vitamin D that we get from the sun. So, and we do need to take it as a supplement form if we can't get it from the sun. A multivitamin is also really good as you're getting older. This is good for healthy eyes, for teeth, and also for more energy. And then my last recommendation that I think most people don't think about or do is taking a probiotic for your gut. And studies are showing as well, there's a connection between our brain health and our gut health. So if your digestion is off, if you're having issues going to the bathroom, being regular, and you're also feeling like your brain is becoming a little bit more foggy, it could be related to that. So a probiotic in a supplement form is ideal, but there's also other things like kimchi, there's kombucha as well. These are all really good food items to add into your diet as well. Okay, so tip number 7 is, and this is going a little bit more into our mindset, is changing your language and the way you speak to yourself. Now, I recently heard this 2-step technique, and I really wanted to share it with you. This is something to write down if you do struggle with speaking to yourself in a nice way, or if you tend to beat yourself up and think, oh, I'm never going to lose weight, I'm never going to have better health, I'm just stuck here. I'm discouraged. And if you tend to really say those things, this is going to be so, so helpful for you. So the first step is we want to rephrase the sentence in the past. So for example, I used to have a hard time with my weight. I used to snack all the time during the afternoon. I used to beat myself up when I didn't eat healthy. Okay? So we want to put it into the past because we want to add in as step number 2, the progressive statement. I am in the process of learning to take care of my body. I am willing to learn how to eat healthy. Today, I'm choosing to make healthy decisions. So do you see the difference? There's a big difference there when we're focused on the present and thinking, oh, I'm just never going to get there. Because if you don't have that hope that you can change, it's going to be very, very hard for you to see those improvements and to make changes that last. So I do encourage you to write this down if this is something that can be helpful for you. And then another tip that I think is so important is to remember to speak to yourself just like you'd speak to your best friend. So would you shame your best friend? Would you tell him or her, yeah, there's no hope for you. Yeah, good luck. I'm glad I'm not you. No, definitely not. I'm sure you would be supportive. I'm sure you would say something encouraging, and I'm sure that you would see that your friend is able to make those changes. So I encourage you, be kind to yourself because you're doing the best you can. And we need to remember that our health and our fitness and weight loss is a journey. It hasn't taken us, a week to get where you are. So it's not going to take a week to change. It's going to take a little bit longer. But with these techniques, I really believe that this can help you and it can really make a big difference for you as well. And then tip number 8, this one is really important too, is to celebrate the small wins that you do experience and focus on what you can do and how you feel, not only how you look. So again, starting to think about how your energy level is. Noticing, oh, am I able to lift this heavy box from my car to the house? Oh, am I able to walk a little bit further without being out of breath? These are all things that, in my opinion, are even more important than the number on the scale. So I do encourage you to reevaluate and see what is important and how can I celebrate when I do make healthy decisions. And then as well, I want to just leave this with you too, is one of the most important tips I can give you is to be consistent. Be consistent in what you do. I've worked with many, many people over the years, and I found the biggest thing that makes or breaks someone in terms of their health and their fitness is being consistent. So if you are consistent with your workouts, so if you say, I'm going to exercise 3 days a week, every week, and even if I miss a day, I'm going to keep going, you are going to be successful. It's inevitable. You will. If you say, I'm going to start making some healthy eating choices, then again, if you are consistent, you are going to be successful. But it's those people who try it for a month and they say, oh, I'm not ready. I really like my lifestyle of sitting. I really like my lifestyle of eating whatever I want and not being accountable. Those are the people who are not making the changes and not seeing the changes. And trust me, I've worked with both. And I am excited to work with people who are ready for those changes. So it's good to check in with yourself as well and to know, are you at that place where you're ready to make changes, or are you happy and content with your lifestyle? So it is a really good question, and it's good to be real with ourselves in that. All right, so before we get to our workout portion, I'm just going to share with you some next steps. So what is your plan to stay active this summer? I know for many people, you want to get outside, be outside as much as possible. Now, something I do want to say is that being outside and walking is not enough if you want to lose weight. I do recommend using weights. We need to build up muscle as well as we're burning fat and losing weight. And I'll show you a few exercises today that you can do at home with weights. But I would love to help you lose weight, gain more energy, and stay motivated and active at home this summer. Now, I do have a YouTube channel where I have many exercise videos. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe because I'm uploading lots of new videos every week. And this is a good way to get started if you're looking for a simple way to move. And then I also have a private Facebook group. And this summer, I'm running a free step challenge. And this really came from my idea of how to encourage people to get out there. How can we get out and off the couch and get moving? Because I know that when we start walking and we start exercising a little bit every day, it leads to more. It can lead to a healthier lifestyle, and it can lead to other things like biking, maybe doing some hikes, lifting weights, doing yoga, and whatever else you're looking to work on. So I do encourage you to join my private Facebook group too if you're on Facebook. Now, I've got two offerings for you guys today. The first one is to book a 15-minute complimentary health chat. So if you're thinking, you know what, I'd love to hear a little bit more about the programs you offer, or I'd love to talk or ask you questions about nutrition or weight loss, please reach out. I'm going to, with the email that goes out tomorrow, I'll send my calendar link so you can book a 15-minute chat really easily. And my goal is to help as many people 50 plus live their best lives. And I've been able to help so many people over this past year during COVID, so I'd love to help you as well. And then this is something really special that I'm offering only to NAFR members. So I have an amazing membership program called AIM Fitness Online. We have over, not more than 75. I just filmed my 105th video. And just this past month, I started rolling out an advanced program as well. So if you are a beginner, or if you're someone who's been exercising all your life and you're really looking for a challenge, I've got you covered. So my videos are between 15 and 35 minutes. As well, every week, you get a video focused on nutrition for adults 50 plus. And then we also do accountability calls weekly, Motivation Monday, and other calls to really support my members. So for you guys, you do get 33% off the membership. You can join as a monthly member, or you can join 3, 6, or 12 months as well. You end up saving up to $60 by signing up a bit longer. And so I do have a code as well. So again, I'll send that out in the email. So if you do want to sign up, you've got that special discount. All right, so we're going to be moving to our workout portion. I want to thank everyone for exercise or being here. We're going to exercise next. But if you do have any questions that come up as we transition into our workout next, I really encourage you to write them in the chat, and I will come back to this at the end of our workout. All right, so all right, so give me a sec. I'm just going to change my device, and I'm going to give you a minute to stand up. We're going to start with some standing exercises. You'll need just a little bit of space, and if you haven't yet, grab your shoes. And if you have weights, or if you have a water bottle, or if you have canned goods, I'll give you a second to go grab that as well. All right. All right, so I think we're good. Looks good, everybody. All right, I want to make sure you can see my head. All right, so here we go. So we're going to get started.
we're going to begin by taking a side step. So make sure you have just enough space that you can take a side step, swing those arms. We're going to use the chair a little bit later because I do want to show you a few exercises that you can do for your core. All right, so we're going to swing those arms, standing nice and tall. You guys can see my little dog, Finley. All right, so as we're exercising, when we're thinking about weight loss, we want to really think about getting that heart rate up. So I'm going to be doing a few intervals with you today, and then we're going to be focusing as well on building muscle. So using our weights can be great. All right, hold on just. All right, good. Now from here, we're going to be lifting your leg, tap your foot to that leg. And as we do this, we want to think about tightening up that core. So breathing in and out. All right, looks good. All right, from here, let's bring your hand to reach to your opposite knee. And I encourage you to keep those shoulders back. Awesome. Now, one of my tips for you, if you are looking for ways to move, is to set your timer. So set your timer to go off every hour or so and put a little reminder like, time to get up and move. I just got a new smartwatch for my birthday a few weeks ago, and I'm enjoying it because it tells me when to move. So maybe you have a Fitbit or some kind of a device. It can be really helpful. From here, we're going to add a kick. I'll show you from the side. Keep your shoulders back. We want to reach your opposite arm in front with that leg. Good, reaching. Bring that leg up. All right, good job, everybody. Let's go for 3, and 2, and 1. All right, good. So we're going to go back to that march. We're going to march it out, marching on the spot. And I'm going to be leading you through 3 sprints. So what we want to do, and especially when we're thinking about losing weight, is we want to get that heart rate up. And you can do this if you're out on a walk. You can walk at a good pace like you're doing now, and then you can speed it up. You can walk a little bit faster for about 20 seconds and then slow it down again. And what you'll find is it'll get easier as you go. So if you're out of breath today, keep breathing, but just know it does get easier the more you do it. All right, so here we go. We're going to speed things up, going a little bit faster, either doing a light jog on the spot. Good. Go as fast or as slow as you want. Keep on breathing. Shoulders back. 3, 2, 1. And then we'll go back to our kick, kicking it out. Notice if your heart rate has gone up a little bit here. All right, awesome job. Looks good. Go back to that march. We're going to do this 2 more times. So marching it out. Good, and let's speed it up a little bit faster. So faster march or a slow jog on the spot. Keep your feet low if you have bad knees or bad hips. Good, 3, 2, and 1. And then again, let's add that kick. Keeping those shoulders back, reaching opposite arm, opposite leg. All right, looks good. All right, and one more time, marching it out. All right, so my homework for you guys is this. The next time you go for a walk, see about incorporating in these sprints. So you can watch your timer, or you can just say, all right, I'm gonna walk a little bit faster from here to that next car or that next driveway. Here we go, let's speed it up a little bit faster. Listening to your body. Good, you guys like my creaky floor? All right, let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Woo, and kick it out. All right, excellent. A little funny fun fact. When I got Finley, I was teaching a lot of in-person fitness classes at the time, and I brought him to all of them because I wanted him to become well-adjusted and used to people. So anyways, anytime now that he's around me and I exercise, he falls asleep. He's just so used to that. And he's 6 now. All right, good job, guys. So from here, we're gonna grab your weights. If you don't have weights, you can either do the movements without, or you can hold on to something like a can or a water bottle. All right, so I'm gonna show you a few exercises that you can do if you're wanting to lose weight. All right, now the first one we'll do, we're gonna take the legs wide, we're lifting your elbows nice and high, keeping the weights close to you. So do one arm at a time. Now, if you have osteoporosis, keep your back nice and straight and do what I'm doing. This is good to build strength in your arms and your shoulders. Option 2 is to lean to the side, doing a side bend. So lowering that hand as low down that leg as you can, breathing in and out. Good. And what this one is doing is it's working the side of your body, so our oblique muscles. And quite often we need more strength, and doing this can really help you to burn some fat. Okay, let's go for 3 more. Breathing in and out. And 2. And 1. All right, awesome. Let's hold on to those weights a little bit closer this time, elbows in. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those legs wide, bend your knees just a little bit. So we're in a bit of a squat. And what I want you to do is we're gonna cross your body and cross and punch. So I'll show you from the side as well. Bend those knees, punching right across your torso. All right, now if the weight is heavy, just go about halfway, or you can fully straighten the arm. So this is good for upper body strength. And then if you are able to as well, you can tighten your core and twist to the side that you're punching towards. All right. See if you can take the legs maybe a little bit wider, sink a little bit lower. So we're working our legs as well. Good. I don't know about you, but I'm warming up. Warming up. It's going to be a hot day today. Good job. Let's go for 3 more. And 2. And feel the entire upper body working. And 1. Woo! All right. Good job. That's awesome. Very good. Now we're going to move to the chair for our last one for a core exercise. Okay. You can hold on to either one or both weights. And what we'll do here is we're going to be doing a nice, easy twist. So taking those weights to the side, breathing in and out. Option 1 is to do this, taking those weights to the side, facing the front if you have osteoporosis, or adding a twist and lifting the knee, tightening the core every time you lift your knee. Breathe in, tighten, breathe out, relax. Breathe in, tighten, breathe out, relax. Good job. All right, well done. So these are really good exercises, and you can see, simple enough. And I do encourage you to fit them in during your day. I love talking to people about snacking on exercise. And what that means is it means taking little snippets of exercise and fitting them into your day when you have just a few minutes to spare. So this is a good one that you can do while you're watching TV. All right, 1 more each side. All right, looks good. And let's lower those weights down gently to the floor. And we'll do a nice easy circle. Circle those shoulders backwards. Take some deep breaths. Awesome. So what I recommend is doing those exercises 10 to 15 times, and then doing them 1 to 3 times through. And starting your day, I find, is the best way to incorporate fitness into your day. And it makes you feel more energized, makes you feel really proud of yourself, and can really just give you that boost for the rest of your day. All right, so let's do a quick stretch. Interlace those fingers and then pull your hands away from the side. It looks like this. You want to stretch out that back, look down towards the floor. And bring those hands in, and we'll do it one more time. Stretching, leaning over, looking down. All right, looks good. And then we're going to do a really good leg stretch as well. Now, if you have a hip or knee replacement, you can cross at your ankles like this. Simply lean over. Or option 2 is lifting that leg a little bit higher. This is good if you have any sciatica pain. It's good if you spend a lot of time sitting and you find that your hips just kind of hurt, or you have you get cramps sometimes in your legs. And then let's circle your ankle and your wrists. Good. All right, take some deep breaths in and out. All right, let's lower this leg and we'll do the other side. Crossing at your ankles, leaning over, or lifting that leg up. Leaning over and circling. All right, good job. Okay, excellent. Let's lower that leg back down and we'll end with 3 deep breaths. Bring those arms overhead, inhale up and exhale down. Hands together, inhale up and exhale down. One more here, inhale up and exhale down. Give yourself a big hug and pat on your back. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today.